draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But oh, how slow methinks this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time, and then the moon, like a silver bow new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword and won thy love doing the injury. But I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with revelry.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned duke.
Speak, Aegeus, what's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my daughter, my child Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. And my gracious duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, hath interchanged love tokens with her, and at her window hath sung with feigning voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy. I beg, the ancient right of Athens, as she is mine, I may depose of her, either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case.
What say you, fair Hermia? Be advised, to you your father should be as a god. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind wanting your father's voice should be held the worthier.
And would my father look with my eyes?
Rather, with your eyes must with his judgment look.
I entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty, such a presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case should I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth. Examine well your blood, whether, if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I to be in a shady cloister nude, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon.
So will grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I patent up my virgin to this man, whose unwished yoke my soul consent not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would.
Relent, sweet Hermia. And Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true, he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him, and she is mine. And I do estate all my right unto her, to Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his, and what's more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved by the beauteous Hermia. Why should I not then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Neater's daughter, Helena, and won her soul, and she, sweet lady, dotes on this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess I have heard so much, and thought Demetrius who spoke thereof. But Demetrius, come, and Aegeus, come along. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, either to death or to a vow of single life. Come, Hippolyta. Cheer, my love. Demetrius and Aegeus, go along.
With duty and desire we follow you.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Be like for want of rain, for which I could well beseem the tempest of my eyes.
I need! For aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale, or history, the course of true love never did run smooth. But either it was different in blood,
Oh, cross too high to be enthralled too low.
or else misgrafted in respective
Whose
years,
spite too old to be engaged too
or
young.
else it stood upon the choice of friends.
Oh, hell! To choose love by another's eyes.
Or if there was a sympathy in choice, war, death, and sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound.
If, then, true lovers have ever been crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial patience, for it is a customary cross.
A good persuasion. Therefore, hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, who hath no child. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, will I marry thee. And to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me, still forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, there will I stay for thee.
Oh, my good Lysander! I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, by all the vows that ever men have broke, it numbered more than ever woman spoke. Where thus has appointed me tomorrow, truly will I meet with thee.
Keep word, my Hermia. Look, here comes Helena.
Oh, sweet there, Helena, whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair, your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue sweet air more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear when wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius' heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty. With that fault of mine.
Take comfort. He no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself shall fly this place.
Helen!
Ha!
To you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decked with liquid pearl, the bladed grass, a time that lovers' flights doth still conceal, through Athens' gates we have devised to steal.
And in the woods where often you and I on faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet. And thence from Athens avert our eyes and seek new friends in stranger companies. Oh, farewell, sweet playfellow. Pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander. We must starve our sight from lovers' food till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my love. Helena, adieu. And as you on him, Demetrius dote on you.
How happy some or other son can be. To Athens I am thought as fair as she, but what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he doth know. And as he errs doting on Hermia's eyes, so I admiring of his qualities. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved. Showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. And then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her, and for his intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But here and mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither, back again.
Is all our company here?
You were best to call them generally man by man according to the script.
Here is a scroll with every man's name, thought fit through all of Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and Duchess on his wedding day at night!
Oh my God! First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, and then read the names of the actors and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Nick Bottom!
Name what part I am for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus!
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover who kills himself, most gallant for love.
That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storm. I will condole. In some measure. To the rest. Yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or a part to Terracotta to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering sharks shall break the logs of prison gates. And this car shall shine from far and make it mar the foolish face. Yeah! This was lofty. Now, name the rest of the play. This was Hercules' vein. A tyrant's vein. A lover is more compelling.
Francis Flute, the bellows member.
Here, Peter Quince.
Francis Flute, you must play Thisbe.
Yeah! Yes! What is Thisbe? Oh, wandering knight?
The lady Pyramus must love.
Nay, Faith. Let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
That's all one. You may do it in a mask and speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe. Oh, Pyramus, lover dear, thy Thisbe dear, and lady dear.
No. No! You must play Pyramus. And Flute, you Thisbe.
Well,
proceed. Robin Starveling the tailor. Oh, hey.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Robin Starveling, must play Thisby's mother. Hey! Tom Snout the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisby's father. Snug the joiner, you the lion's part. And I hope here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written down? If it be, I pray you give it me, for I am slow to study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
And let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again. Let him roar again.
And you would do it too terribly. And you would fright the Duchess and the ladies, and they would shriek. And that were good enough to hang us all. Hang us all.
Every mother's son. Every mother's son.
I grant you, friends, that should you fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove, and toward any nightingale. Okay.
You can play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man. A proper man is one would see in summertime. A very gentleman-like man. Therefore, you needs must play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. Yeah! What beard were I best to play it in?
But masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, desire you to con them by tomorrow night.
Oh, no.
We will meet in the palace wood, a mile without of town. And by moonlight we will rehearse. For if we meet in the city, we will be dogged with company, and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw up a list of properties as our play wants. I beg you, fail me not.
There we will meet, there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu!
At the Duke's Oak we meet!
Yeah!
Duke's Oak! Duke's Oak! Duke's Oak! Duke's Oak! Duke's Oak!
Enough! Hold or cut bowstrings!
No one is here. No one is here.
How now, spirit? Whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire! And I serve the fairy queen to do her orbs upon the green. Farewell, thou love of spirits, all be gone. My queen and all our elves come here. Enough.
doth keep his rebels here tonight, take heed the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing fell and wrath, because she, as an attendant, hath a lovely boy, stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling. And jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train, to trace the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy. She crowns him with flowers and makes him all her joy. But now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or starlight spangled sheen, but they do swear that their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape and making white, or else you are that shrewd, knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are not you he?
Thou speakst aright. I am the merry wanderer of the Nine. Yes. I just Oberon and make him smile.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What? Jealous Oberon? Fairy skip hence! I forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanted! Am not I thy lord?
These are the forgeries of jealousy. And never since middle summer spring met we on hill or dale, forest or men. But with thy brogues thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain as in revenge, have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which falling in the land have every pelting river made so proud that they've overborne their contents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain, the plowman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted where his youth attained a beard. The human mortals want their winter here. No night is now with him or him blessed. Therefore the moon, governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air that rheumatic diseases do abound. And thorough this distemperature, we see the seasons altered. The spring, the summer, childing autumn, angry winter, change their wonted liveries. And the mazed world, by their increase, now knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you. I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland finds not the child in you. His mother was a votaress of my order, but her being immortal of that boy did die. And for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day. But if you'll patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me. I'll spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go to thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Ferry away, shall try down right no longer stay.
Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury! Welcome, gentle puck, come hither! Thou rememberest since once I sat upon a promontory and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back?
I remember!
That very time, I saw, but thou couldst not, hiding between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid, all armed. A certain aim he took at a fair vestal thrown by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wounds. And maidens called it love in idleness. Touch me this flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it, on sleeping eyelids laid, will make a man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me that herb and be thou here again, ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle around about the earth!
Yes.
Oh, bro. 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she's asleep and squeeze the juice of it in her eyes. The next thing then she waking looks upon, she will pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from off her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render her page to me. But who comes here? I am invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? Thou toldst me that they were stolen unto this wood. Here I am, wood within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence! Get thee gone and follow me no more!
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, and yet you draw not iron, for my heart is true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or do I not, in plainest truth, tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love thee the more. I am your spaniel. And Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave. Unworthy as I am to follow you.
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirits, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You do impeach your modesty too much. To leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not. To trust the opportunity of night and the ill counsel of a desert place. Which worth for more virginity? I will run from thee and hide me in the brakes! And leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
The wildest hath not such a heart as you.
I will not say thy questions. Let me go. Or if thou follow, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
Aye! In the temple! In the town and field! You do me mischief! Ah! Find Demetrius! Your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee and make a heaven of hell to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Oh, there it is!
I pray thee, give it to me. I know a place where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and nodding violet grows, quite over canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses and eglantine. There lies Titania sometime of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And with the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it, and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth.
Okay.
Anoint his eyes, so that the next thing he espies may be that lady.
Okay.
Wait! Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he has on. Go!
Oh, fear not my lord, and servant shall do so!
Come now, a roundel and a fairy song.
Kenji tókunni, aina í djúbúk fyrrunni, Sochi ungar verar, bústur allir gerar, röpum með nonsins verar.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake, be it ounce, or cat, or bear, pard, or boar with bristled hair. In thy eye that shall appear, when thou wakest it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood. To speak troth, I have forgot our way. We'll rest us, Hermia, if thou think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out of bed, for upon this bank I shall rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
What? Nay, good Lysander. For my sake, my dear, lie further off. Do not lie so near.
Oh, take the sense. sweet of my innocence. Love takes its meaning in love's conference. I mean that my heart unto yours is knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchained with an oath, so that two bosoms in one troth. And by your side, no bedroom me deny, for lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Much beshrew my manners and my pride if Hermia meant to say Lysander lie. But, gentle friend, for love and courtesy, lie further off. In human modesty, such separation may as well be said becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love never altered till thy sweet life's end.
Amen. Amen. To that fair prayer, say I. Then in life, when I in loyalty. Well, here's my bed.
Slave,
Sleep give thee all his rest.
and with half the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest have I gone, and Athenian found I none on whose eyes I could approve this flower's force in stirring love.
Night and silence.
Who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. Oh, this is he, my master said. Despise the Athenian maid. Oh. And you're the maiden. Sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul. She durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Churl! Upon thy eyes I will bestow all the force this charm doth up. When thou wakest, let love forbid, sleep thee on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
So thou kill me, sweet Demetrius!
I charge thee, hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou darkling leave me? Do not so.
Stay, on thy peril, I alone will go.
I am out of breath. Oh, in this fond chase, the more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wheresoe'er she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears, if so my eyes are oftener washed than hers. Ugly as a bear! For beasts that meet me run away for fear, therefore no marvel though Demetrius do, as a monster fly my presence thus. Oh, who's here? Oh, Lysander, on the ground, dead, or asleep. Need no blood.
Transparent Helena! Nature shows art that through thy bosom I can see thy heart. But where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword!
Do not say so, Lysander. Say not so. What though he love your Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No! I do repent the tedious minutes with her I have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love. I would not change a raven for a dove. The will of man is by his reason swayed, and reason says that you are the worthier maid.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? Is not enough? It's not enough, young man, that I did never, no, nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius' eye, that you must flout my insufficiency? But fare you well. Perforce I must confess, I thought you lord of more true gentleness.
She sees not her. Hermia, sleepest thou there, and never mayest come Lysander near, and address your powers with all your love and might to honor Helen and to be her knight.
Help me! Oh, Lysander, help me! Ah, do that nothing but the curling saber from my chest! Pity! What a dream was here! Lysander, look how I quake with fear! Methought a serpent ate my heart away, and you sat laughing at its cruel prey! Lysander? What? Removed? Lysander, Lord! Oh, gone out of hearing! No word, no sound! I will perceive you are not nigh! And either death or you, I will find immediately! Ah!
Are we all met? Pat, pat. Here is a marvelous, convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage, and this hawthorn brake, our tiring house. And we will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince,
What sayest thou, bully bottom?
there are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please.
What?
First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
Fire Larkin, a parlous fear. I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit! Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say that we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion? I fear it, I promise you.
Oh, masters! You ought to consider with yourselves to bring in God shield us. A lion among ladies is the most dreadful thing, for there is not a more fearful wildfowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must state that he is not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name. And half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same effect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I request you, or I entreat you, not to tremble, not to fear, my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, 'twere pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man, as other men are, and there indeed. Let him name his name, and tell them plainly he is Snug the Joiner!
Well, it shall be so.
Yeah!
But there are two hard things. That is to bring Moonlight into a chamber. For, as the story says, Pyramus and Thisbe did meet by moonlight. Well, yeah.
Doth the moon shine the night we play our play?
A calendar. Look in the almanac. Find out moonshine.
Yes, it does shine that night.
Right. You may leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Hi. Or one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern and say he comes to disfigure or to present the person of Moonshine! And another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber. For as the story says, Pyramus and Thisbe did talk through a chink in the garden. The wall.
I mean, you can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall.
Oh!
And let them have some loam or some rough cast or some plaster about them to signify wall. And let them hold their fingers thus. And through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe.
Well, if it may be, then all is well.
Yeah!
Now, sit you down and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter through the break, and so everyone, according to his cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen. What? A play toward? Oh, I'll be an auditor. No, I'll be an actor too if I see fit.
Pyramus. Speak. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe,
The flowers of odious savor sweet. Odors savor sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus, an airplane here.
Must I speak
Aye! Very must you. For you see, he is but to go see a sound he heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most weary white of hue, of color like the red rose on triumphant briar, as truest horse, as yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninus! Why, you must not say that yet. That is an answer to Pyramus. Why, man, you speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter, your cue is past. It is never twire.
As truest horse, as yet would never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monster!
Why do they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Bottom? Oh, what do I... Thou art changed. Now what do I see on thee?
See an ass head of your own?
Bless thee, Bottom. Thou art translated.
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me. To frighten me if they could. Well, I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing that they shall hear. I am not afraid. The ouzel cock so black of hue, with a red tongue leaping. The throstle with his notes of truth, the red with the
My angel wakes me from my flowery bed.
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the flights of cuckoo gray, whose noteful many a man doth mark and dare should answer, nay!
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape. My fair virtue's force perforce doth move me on the first view to say, to swear, I love thee!
Methinks, mistress, we should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can think upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Nay, not so neither. But if I'd wait enough to get out of this wood, I would have to serve my own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit, no common rate,
and the summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore, go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee. Peas blossom, cobweb, moat, mustard seed.
Ready.
And I.
And I.
And I.
Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies. Hail, mortal!
Hail!
Hail.
I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
Good Master Cobweb, I shall desire you more acquaintance. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, I beseech you, sir?
Peas blossom.
Commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and to Master Peascod, your father. I should desire you have more acquaintance too, good Master Peas Blossom. Your name, I beseech you?
Mustard seed.
Good Master Mustard Seed. I know your patience well. That same cowardly, giant like ox beef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you, your kindred have made mine eyes water here now. I desire your more acquaintance too, good Master Mustard Seed. Oh, yeah.
Wait upon him and lead him to my bower. But tie up my love's tongue. Bring him silently.
My Titania be awake. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rules about this haunted grove?
My mistress with the monster is in love! Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals, were met together to rehearse and play, intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest, thick skin of that barren sort, Pyramus, presented in their sport, forsook his scene, then entered into the break. When I did him at disadvantage take, an ass's knoll I fixed on his head. Anon! His Disney must be answering. And forth my mimic comes, and when they him spy, as russet painted chops, many in sort, rising and cawing at the gun's report, they sever themselves, and mad they sweep the sky! And at his sight away his fellows fly. Oh, at our stampede o'er, and o'er one falls he murder cries, and help from Athens calls. Thus with their sense thus weak and their fears thus strong made, senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns at their sleeves does catch some hats, some coats from yielders, all things catch. I led them on this distracted fear and left sweet Pyramus translated there. When in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania awaked and straight up locked in ass.
This falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet lashed the Athenian's eyes as I bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that's finished too. Yes. Oh, and the Athenian woman by his side, so that when she wake, of course she must be I.
Oh, stand close! This is the same Athenian!
Oh, this is the woman, but not this the man.
What?
Why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleeping, or shoes in blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too! The sun were not so true unto the day as he to me! Would thou have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe soon as this whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may through the center creep and so displease her brother's noontide with the Antipodes. It cannot be, but thou hast slain him. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look. So should I, pierced to the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear as yonder Venus in a glimmering sphere.
What is this with my Lysander? Where is he? Oh, good Demetrius. Will thou not give him me?
I had rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog! Out! Cur! Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience! Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth never be numbered among men!
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's love, nor is he dead for aught I can tell.
Pray then tell me that he is well.
And if I could, what could I get there for?
A privilege to never see me more. And from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no!
You better.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow. For death that matron sleep doth sorrow out.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite and laid the love juice on some true love sight. Thy misprision must perforce ensue of a true love turned and not of false turned true. About the wood, go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find. I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go! I go! Look how I go! Swifter than an arrow from Parker!
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archer eye, sink in apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as glorious light as the Venus of the sky. When he wakes, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fair band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see, Lord, what fools these mortals be?
Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Oh, then we'll do it once we won. This must needs be sport alone. Oh, and those do best please me that befall. preposterously.
Why should you think that I should rule with scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look! When I bow, I weep. And bow so born. There's eternity all truth be.
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh devilish holy fray! These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me, put in two scales, will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
And nor none in my mind, now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh.
Helena! Perfect, divine, to what shall I compare thine eye? Oh, crystal is muddy. Oh, how ripe and show thy lips, oh, those kissing cherries tempting woe. Pure congealed white. High Taurus snow, fanned with the eastern wind, turns to a crow when thou holdst up thy hand. Oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, the seal of bliss.
Oh, spite. Oh, hell! I see you all are bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so to vow and swear and super praise my parts when I am sure you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so. For you love Hermia, this you know I know. And here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love I yield you up my part, and yours for Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love, and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia. I will none. If ever I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her is but as a guest-wise sojourn. Now to Helen it is home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
This spirit's not the faith thou dost not know. Lest, to thy peril, thou art my dear. Where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night! From thine eyes function takes the ear! More quick of apprehension makes. For not by thine eyes Lysander found. The ear, I think, it brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love that would not let him bide. Fair Helen, who more gilds the night than all you fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Cannot this make thee know the hate I bear thee made me lead thee so?
You understand not as you think it cannot be.
Oh, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia. Most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent repent when we have chid the hasty put time for parting us? Oh, is it all forgot? All school days, friendship, childhood, innocence. And will you rend our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly. It is not maidenly. Our sex, as well as I, may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed by your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander, as in scorn to follow me, and praise my eyes and face, and made your other love Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot? To call me goddess, nymph, divine, and rare, precious, celestial. Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love so rich within his soul, and tender me forsooth affection, but by your setting on, by your consent?
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do persever counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back, wink at each other, hold the sweet jest up. This sport, well carried, shall be chronicled. If you had any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare you well, 'tis partly mine own fault, which death or absence shall soon remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena! Hear my excuse, my love, my life, my soul, fair
Oh, excellent!
Oh, sweet, do not hurt her so.
She cannot entreat. I can compel. Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. I love thee, Helena. By my life I do. I swear upon that which I will lose for thee, to prove him false that says I love thee not. I say, I love thee more than he can do. And thou sayest so, then draw and prove it too. Oh, quick, come!
Oh, Lysander, where tends to all this?
Hang off, thou cat, thou bird-viled thing! Let loose before I shake thee from me like a serpent!
Oh, why have you grown so rude? What change is this? Sweet love!
Thy love? Out, tawny Tartar! Out! Out, loathed medicine! Hated potion hints!
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth. And so do you.
Oh. Demetrius! I will keep my word with thee.
I wish I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I will not trust your words.
What? Should I hurt her? Strike her, kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What? You do me greater harm than hate? Hate me wherefore? What changed my love? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? And then you left me, the gods forbid it. In earnest shall I say?
I, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore, be out of hope, of question, doubt, be certain, nothing truer. 'Tis no jest that I do hate thee and love Helena.
You, Jacqueline. You, canker blossom. You, thief of love. What? Have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Hard faith! Have you no modesty? No maiden shame? No touch of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie! Fie, you counterfeit! You puppet, you!
Puppet! Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. For now I perceive that she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height, forsooth, she hath prevailed with him.
Word!
Do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia. Did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you. Save that. In love unto Demetrius, I told him of your step under this wood. He followed you. For long I followed him, but he hath chid me hence, and hath threatened me to strike me, spurn nay, to kill me too. But now, so you will let me quiet go to Athens, will I bear my folly back and follow you no more. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
Why get you gone? Who is that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What with Lysander?
Demetrius!
She shall not harm thee. No, sir. She shall not. Though you take her part.
Oh, when she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when we went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little! Nothing but low and little! Will you not suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her!
Get you gone, you dwarf! You menace of not hindering grass maid, you bead, you acorn!
You are too officious on her behalf that scorns your services. Talk not of Helena. Take not her part. For if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide.
Now she holds me not. Now let's follow, if thou darest, to try whose right of thine or mine is most in Helena.
Oh, follow? Nay, I will go with thee cheek by jowl.
You, mistress. This coil is long of you. Nay! Go not back.
I will not trust you, I, nor longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer though to run away!
I am amazed and don't know what to say.
This is thy negligence! Still thou mistakest!
Or else commit thy knaveries willfully!
No. Believe me, King of Shadows. Believe me, I mistook. But did not thou tell me that I should know the man by the Athenian garments he had on? Therefore, blameless proves my enterprise. For I have anointed an Athenian's eyes. And so far I'm glad it did so short, as this there jangling, the Iocene of sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. I, therefore, good Robin, overcast the night. The starry welkins covered thou anon in drooping fog as black as Acheron. Lead these testy rivals so astray as one come not within another's way. I to Lysander sometime frame thy tongue, then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong. Then sometimes rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brow death counterfeiting sleep, with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Crush this herb into Lysander's eye, his virtuous property, to take from thence all error from his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wanton sight. When next they wake, all this derision shall seem a dream, fruitless vision. And back to Athens shall the lovers wend, league whose date till death shall never end. While eyes in this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen and beg her changeling boy. Then will I her charmed eye release from monstrous view. All things shall be peace.
Up and down. I will lead thee up and down. I am feared in field or town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Oh, here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now!
Here, villain, drawn and ready.
I'll follow these streets!
Follow me then to play your ground. Lysander, speak again. Thou runaway, thou coward. Speak, in some bush. Where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward! Art thou bragging to the stars?
Oh, yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice, will try no manhood here. Oh, the villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast. Faster he did fly. Oh, that fallen am I, in dark, uneven way. And here will rest me. Come, thou gentle day. For if but once thou show me thy gray light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite. Ho, 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 coward! Why comest thou not?
Oh, then go thy way.
Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. My days approach but to be visited.
Oh, weary night. Oh, long and tedious night, abate thy hours. Shine comforts from the east. Now I'm back to Athens by daylight from these, that my poor company detest.
Yet but three. Come one more. Two of both kinds make up four.
No further crawl, nor further go. My short legs keep the pace with my desire.
Sleep sound on the ground. I'll apply to your eye a gentle lover's revivify. When thou wakest, thou takest delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye. So now Jack shall have Jill, naught shall go ill, and all shall be well.
Sorry.
Sit me down upon this flowery bed. I thy amiable cheeks do coy. roses in thy sleek, smooth head, and kiss thy fair, large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peas Blossom?
Ready?
Oh, scratch my head, Peas Blossom. Where's Monsieur Cobweb?
Ready?
Monsieur Cobweb, good monsieur, get you your weapons in your hands. Oh, yeah. And kill me, a red-haired bumblebee, on the top of a thistle. And good monsieur, do not bring me the honey bag. Do not put yourself too much in the action, good monsieur. And good monsieur, take a care that the honey bag break not. I would be loath to have you overflown with a honey bag, senor. Where's Monsieur Mustard Seed?
What's your will?
Nothing but to help Cavalry Cobweb to scratch. I am marvelous hairy about the face, methinks. I must to the barbers, for I am but a tender ass. My hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What, wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
Oh, I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and the bones.
Or say, my sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Truly, a peck of provender. I could munch your good, dry oats. Thinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Oh, good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's horn and catch the new nuts.
I'd rather have a handful or two of dried peas. But I tell you, let none of you people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Well, sleep thou, and I'll wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone! And be always away! Oh, how I love thee. Oh, how I dote on thee. Ugh.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? For dotage now I do begin to pity. For meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favors for this hateful fool, when I had at my pleasure taunted her, and in mild terms she begged my patience. I then did ask of her changeling boy, which straightway she gave me, and sent for fairy sent to bear him in my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy, I will release the queen from this monstrous view. Oh, and gentle Puck, remove this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he, awaking when the others do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of tonight's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first I will release the fairy queen. Be it thou once wont to be, see it thou once wont to see. Diane's bud or Cupid's flower hath such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
Oh! Hi, Oberon. What visions have I seen? Methought I was enamored of an ass!
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now.
Oh, silence a while. Robin, take off his head. Robin, take off his head. Robin, what's that? Take off his head.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Robin! Take off his head!
Nice.
now with thine own fool's eyes peep.
Sound, music, come my queen. Rock the ground where all these sleepers be, for thou and I are new in heaven.
Oh, Fairy King, attendant Mark, I hear the morning lark.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night that I, sleeping here, was found with these, mortals on the ground.
That's the wrong play.
Let's see. Oh, it's already clean. Look, we can just fit it right on. How's it feel? Good. You look good. No. Let's see this one. You already look like an ass. Thank you. For the late, just kidding. Let's see. So I want to put it on her, but you saw her take the sword and the whole thingy. Not a good idea. She hit me right in my rosebuds. I already feel bad for her, so I'm not gonna... He's got enough problems. Did you hear a fart when I stepped on him? Let's see it. Hold on. Let's see it. Here, put it on. Oh, you gotta look at me though. Oh, it's so good. Oh, she wants it back. Okay, me wear it.
Do it.
I'm doing it because she said to.
Go with you, my wizard! For now, our observation is performed, and since we have the forward of the day, my love shall hear the music of my hounds. Uncoupling the Western Valley. Let them go. Dispatch, I say. Oh, what soft? What nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep. This Lysander is... Oh, God. This Demetrius is... This Helena, oh, Nieder's Helena. I wonder if them being here together...
No doubt they came to observe the rite of May, and hearing of our presence, came early in grace of our solemnity. Speak, Aegeus, is this not the day Hermias to give answer for choice?
It is, my lord.
Good morrow, friends! St. Valentine's is past! Begin these whitbirds but to couple now.
Pardon, my lord?
I pray you all, stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world? That fear and jealousy should sleep so near to each other, and fear no enmity.
I shall reply amazedly, my lord, half sleep, half waking. But as yet I swear, I cannot truly say how I came here.
but as I think. For truly would I speak, and now I do bethink me, so it is. I came hither with Hermia, where we might be gone from Athens without the peril of the Athenian law.
Enough! You have enough, my lord. The law upon his head.
My good lord! Fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood, and I in fury hither followed them. Fair Helena in fancy following me, but my good lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power it is. My love to Hermia melted as the snow. It seems to me now but as the remembrance of an idol god which in my childhood I did dote upon. And now the fairness and virtue of my heart, the object and pleasure of mine eye is only Helena. To her, my lord, was I betrothed, there I saw Hermia. But like in sickness did loathe my food. But as in health come to my natural tastes, now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we more will hear anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will, for by and by in the temple with us, these couples shall eternally be knit. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3. We'll hold a feast of great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and undistinguishable.
Methinks I see these things with parted eye, but everything seems double.
So methinks. And I have found Demetrius, like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Do not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yeah, and my father.
And Hippolyta.
And he bid us to the temple. Why, then we are awake.
Come, let us follow him. And, by the way, let us recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hey, ho! Peter Quetz? With the bellows mender? Snout the taker? Starveling? That's my life. Stole it hence and left me asleep.
I have had a most rare vision. I have had a dream past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass if he will go about to expound his dream. Methought I was... There's no man can tell what. Methought I was... And methought I had... Man is a patched fool if you allow me to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen, his hand is not able to taste, his heart to report, nor his tongue to conceive what my dream was. Yeah. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream, and it shall be called... Bottom's Dream! Because... it hath no bottom! And I will sing it in the latter end of a play before the Duke!
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt, he is transported.
No.
He come not, then the play is marred. Will it goes not forward, doth it?
It is not possible. You have not a man in all of Athens that can discharge Pyramus but he.
No, he hath simply the best wit of any handicraft man in Athens.
Aye, and the best person, too. He was a very paramour of a sweet voice.
Hey! You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, a thing of not.
The Duke has come from the temple, and there's 2 or 3 ladies, lords and ladies more married. If our sport had gone forward, we'd have been made men.
Where are these lads? Where are these hoes? It's our happy hour! Oh, masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what, for if I tell you, I'm no true Athenian. I will tell you everything right as it fell out.
We will hear it, sweet Bottom.
Not a word of me. All I will say is that the Duke hath dined. Yes! Get you your apparel together. Meet presently at the palace. Everybody look on his parts. For the long and the short is, our play is preferred. Yes! In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let not him who plays the lion pare his nails, for they're to hang over the lion's claws. And those dear actors, let us eat no onion, nor garlic. We are to utter sweet breast, sweet breast, sweet breast. And I do not doubt but to hear them say, it is a sweet comedy. Oh, yes. No more words. Away.
No, it's not over.
I hate it here.
Go away!
Tis strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of.
More strange than true. You may never believe these antique fables or these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason could ever comprehend.
And all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witness it than fancy's images, and grows to something of great constancy. But, howsoever, strange and admirable.
Oh, here come the lovers! Joy, gentle friends! Joy and fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
More than to us, welcoming your royal walks, your boards, your beds.
Oh, say, what masks, what dances shall we have to wear away the long age of 3 hours between our after dinner and our bedtime? Ooh, call Philostrate!
Here, mighty Theseus.
What abridgments have you for us this evening?
There is a brief, my lord, how many sports are right. Make choice of which your highness should see first.
Ooh, the Battle of the Centaurs, to be sung by an Athenian eunuch on the harp. Ooh, the riot of the tipsy bacchanals, tearing the Thracian singer in their rage. Yikes! The thrice 3 muses mourning the death of learning. Late deceased in beggary. Oh, it's sad. Ooh, a tedious, brief scene of Pyramus and his lover Thisbe. Very tragic mirth. Tedious and brief? Very and tragical? Wait, that's like hot ice. With wondrous strange snow. How comes the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play, but by 10 words, my lord, it's too long. Which makes it tedious, for in all the play, there's not one word apt, not one player fitted, and tragic, my noble lord, it is for Pyramus learned to kill himself, which, when I saw rehearsed, it made mine eyes water, but more merry tears, proud laughter never shed.
Who are they that play this?
Hard-handed men who work in Athens, here, who have never labored in their minds till now. And they have unearthed memories for this play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, my lord.
I will hear it, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Come, go bring them in. Ladies, come take a seat.
Yes, your highness. Thank you. Now. Pat. Pat. The prologue is addressed.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill. That you should think we come not to offend, but with our goodwill. To show our simple skill, this is the true beginning of our end. Consider then that we come but in despite. We do not come minding to content you. Our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here that you should repent you. Our actors are at hand, and by their show you will know all that you are like to know.
This fellow doth not stand on point.
He doth plan his prologue like a child on a recorder, a sound, but not in government.
My speech was like a tangled chain. Nothing impaired, but all disordered. Who comes next?
Dush!
In this same interlude, it doth befall that I, one Snout by name, present a wall. And such a wall that I would have you think that had in it a tiny crannied hole or chink through which the lovers Pyramus and Thisbe did whisper very secretly.
Wouldst thou desire to lie more hair to speak better?
The wittiest partition that ever I heard discourse.
Oh, silence, man! Here comes Pyramus!
O grim-looked night! O night with hues so black! O night which ever art when day is not! O night! O night! Alack, alack, alack! I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot! And thou, O O sweet and lovely wall that stands between her father's ground and mine. Thou wall, O sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eye. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this. What see I? No Thisbe do I see. Oh, wicked wall through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks being sensible should curse again.
No, in faith, sir, they should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now. And I am to spy her through the wall. You shall see it all shall fall pat as I told you. Yonder she comes.
Ow! O wall, full often hast thou heard my moans for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry whips have often kissed thy stones with wine and hair knit up in thee.
I see a voice. Now will I to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe?
My wove, thou art my wove, I think.
Think what thou wilt, I am thy wove's grace. Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
Oh, Pyramus! I kiss the wall's hole. Not your whips at all.
Wilt thou at ninnies too meet me straightway?
Tide wife, tide death, I come without delay.
Thus have I, wall, my part discharged so. I know. And being done, thus wall away doth go.
Now the mural is down between the two neighbors.
This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard. Oh, here comes your noble beast and a man and a lion. Yeah.
You ladies, you whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here when lion wild in roughest rage doth roar. Then know that I, one snug the joiner, am a lion fell, nor else no lion's dam. For if, as lion, I come in strife into this place, 'twere pity on my life.
Just a gentle beast of good conscience.
The very best set of beasts that ever I saw, my lord.
This lantern doth the horned moon present.
He thinks he should have worn the horns on his head.
Well, this moon is no crescent, and the invisible within the circumference.
This lantern doth the horned moon present. Myself, the man in the moon, do seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be in the lantern. How else would it be the man of the moon?
Oh, you see, he dares not go into the candle, for it is already in snuff.
I am aweary of this moon. Will you change?
All that I have to say is to tell you that this lantern is the moon. Myself, the man in the moon. This thorn bush, my thorn bush. And this dog, or my dog.
All of these should be in the lanthorn for all these are in the moon.
Oh, sorry.
Wow!
Well roared, lion!
Well run, Thisbe!
And, yeah, well shown moon. Truly the moon shines with a good grace.
And well-moused lion.
Then came Pyramus, so the lion vanished.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious, golden, glittering gleams, I trust to take of truest Thisbe sights. But stay, oh spite! But mark, poor knight, what dreadful dole is here! Eyes! Do you see? How can it be? Oh, dainty duck! Oh dear! Thy mantle good! What stained with blood? Approach, ye furies fell! Oh, come, come, cut thread and thrum! Quell, crush, conclude, and quell!
This passion and the death of a friend should go near to make a man sad.
Be sure my heart, but I pity the man.
Oh, wherefore, nature, didst thou lion's frame, since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear, which is, no, which was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come, tears, confound! Out sword and wound! The pap of Pyramus! Aye, that left pap! Where heart doth hop! Thus die I! Thus. Now am I dead. Now am I fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight.
All right, come on.
Now die! Die!
May yet recover, yet prove an ass.
How chance Moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover?
Oh, they will find it by starlight. Oh, Thisbe and her passion enters and ends the play.
Oh, I hope she will not use a long one for such a Pyramus.
A sweet, my love. What? Dead, my dove? Oh, Pyramus. Oh, wise. Quite dumb. Dead. A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes. These my lips. This cherry nose, these yellow cow-swift cheeks are gone. Oh God! Lovers make moan! His eyes were green as weeks. Oh, sisters, to me with hands as pale as milk. Weigh them in gold, since you have shore with shears his thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword. Come wade my breast in blood. Ow! And farewell, friends. Thus this be ends. Adieu. Adieu. Adieu.
Moonshine and Lion are left to bury the dead.
And Wall too! My friend! The wall is down that parted their fathers. Will it please you to see the epilogue or to hear a Bergamask dance between two of our company?
No epilogue, I pray you. No excuse. Never excuse. Help me. When the players are all dead, there needs none to be blamed. Now, if he that Riddick had played Pyramus and hanged himself by Visky's garter, it would have been a fine tragedy, yeah? Yeah. So, please, truly and very notably, discharge.
My liege. Thank you. Oh, my God. Yes, of course. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, thank you. Yes, thank you so much.
The iron tongue of midnight hath struck. Come, lovers, to bed. It's almost fairy time.
Now, the hungry lion roars, and the wolf behowls the moon while the heavy plowman snores, all with weary task foredone. See, now is that time of night, when graves gaping wide, everyone lets forth their sprite. Along the churchway's paths to glide, and we fairies that do run from the Turbo Hecate's team from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream. All those fairies are frolic now, but not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. And I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind me.
Now until the break of day through the house, each fairy stray. So shall all the lovers three ever true and loving be.
With this field dew consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and through each several chamber bless, through this palace with sweet peace. And every owner of it blessed, ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no stay, and meet me all by break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended. That you have but slumbered here, while all these visions did appear. See, and that weak and idle theme no more yielding, but a dream. But gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we shall mend. For
I am an honest pup. And if we have unearned luck, now to escape the serpent's tongue, I will make amends ere long. Else the puck a liar call, so, good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and, Robin shall restore amends.